Welcome to Fraud Friday. I'm Bob Coleman with Delaney Sexton. Delaney, thank you for covering for me last week. I appreciate it. We have two stories to highlight today. Kris Roglieri update. The disgraced loan broker king. He was instrumental in a big conference, big training, and he has been in jail now for 7 weeks. I was asked the other day, what is the update? And the update, he's sitting in a county jail.
Yeah.
What put him there, Delaney?
Well, he was charged with one count of wire fraud relating to a company. This happened in December 2023. So what he got charged with actually occurred after all of the other businesses in the civil case that he's having to deal with as well. But they sent him a $5 million deposit to cover these insurance payments, or not insurance, interest payments. And the government's claiming he misappropriated them. And so he's been in jail since May 31st.
We're talking over about $100 million fraud. The list is extensive on the nice watches he purchased, the big motorcycle collection, and the gun collection, which everything now has been seized. For those of you who haven't seen it, I would encourage you to Google the Godfather video where he did a takeoff on a scene where he went to a motorcycle rally. Disturbing is my characterization of that. I will let you determine what you think. And what's interesting about this is his attorney is saying, well, wait a minute. Kris is accused of a civil fraud. There is no violent crime here. And I want to have a hearing to get him released from jail. He's been in county jail for 7 weeks, and we need to get him back on the streets. What happened?
Well, his attorney is technically right. He doesn't have any criminal history.
Right. You know what? His attorney is absolutely right. He has not been charged with a violent crime. Go ahead, Delaney.
Absolutely. But he does have some messages that don't appear that way. I'll have to redact a few words. They're not technically appropriate to say.
This is a family show. Yes. Family show.
So one of these text messages he sent was, I'm going to whack anybody that comes after me. You come after me with guns, you're going to get the same. He also made threats. I'm feeling myself getting angry and vengeance to those that are doing this, including the attorneys, judge, receiver, etc. I don't really play by the rules, never have and never will, and that's dangerous as I feel myself getting to that point with all involved against me.
And he said he was in a dark place. Allegedly, this was sent to his mistress, who is allegedly government witness number 1. So Kris has a lot of other issues. His wife is divorcing him. His wife was named on the fraud civil case. His mistress is named in the fraud civil case. And so there's a lot of complicated tragedy in this situation. I do not believe Mr. Roglieri will be out on bail, and bluntly, for these type of threats, if he is, it'll be a very large bail. And bring us up to date on his bankruptcy. The receiver says he's got nothing in terms of an income stream, does he, Delaney?
That would be exactly right. And I believe that might be why he has a public defender now. He doesn't have the expenses to pay for an attorney. But they did say that in the bankruptcy, they're seeming to come to a point where they think they're going to be able to provide the biggest payout to all the creditors. So that is good to hear.
Summary of this case for me is, I know, Kris, it's terrible what's happening to him. But he brought it on himself. This is not, the evidence is that the government is alleging is overwhelming, and it's a tragedy for his family, for his employees. We've talked to a number of employees. We've had them on the show who are out of a job. And plus, we're not even talking about the investors who gave the money in good faith. And now that money has been ripped off, as we said, up to $100 million. There's numbers throwing around $68 million. My final thought on this is tip of the hat to the feds. They moved very, very quickly. This came to light in December of 23 with an involuntary bankruptcy filing by 3 of the creditors. The feds got involved quickly. They started seizing assets in January, February, and the indictment came. When was the indictment? It's been 7 weeks, so it's been 2 months. So kudos to the feds for moving quickly and trying to mitigate the damages as much as possible.
Absolutely.
Switching gears. Go ahead, Delaney. I'm going to give you the
comment.
last thought on this, please.
I think one part of moving quickly was getting him taken care of and making sure he can't cause any more harm. But with that being said, there is a possibility they could file more charges in the future related to other specific instances.
I am not
fraud.
an attorney. I'm not a prosecutor, but I think when there's evidence on a cell phone that says I don't play by the rules and I'm going to whack anybody who comes after me, that is, and I'm going to put it, I believe there was also a threat of putting a bullet in an FBI agent's head,
There
allegedly.
was. This was through a phone call. This was not through text messages, so they don't have direct.
They recorded that. Interesting. Yeah, so he has not been charged with a violent crime. ...